Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to Monday Market Outlook. This is an interesting one because this is the beginning of the year, and a whole lot of people are thinking, what's this year going to look like for the markets, for investments, right, for politics, for geopolitics, and all that. Because as it is today, there is no way to divorce politics or geopolitics from there's no way to divorce politics and geopolitics from the markets. Basically, we can see that with the influence that we have seen political figures have on the financial markets right now. And it's been like that for about a year now since the president of the United States current president of the United States came into office, President Donald Trump. We've seen the huge influence from him on the markets, on geopolitics, and so on and so forth. So and for that reason, we've seen a lot of moves in the market, from gold to the S&P index to Bitcoin to the dollar index, all across board. We've seen huge market volatility, since he's come to power. So a whole lot is happening this year, and a lot of people, a lot of investors are looking forward to what the year might look like. So currently at this moment, we have the Davos event happening. Davos is the World Economic Forum happening in Davos, Switzerland, happens um, during the first month of every year. And then you have all the business figures, political figures, usually gathering in that location to discuss what the world has looked like in the last 1 year and what the world is likely to look like in the past 1 year. And today, in the next 1 year, sorry. And today we're going to be having the President Donald Trump speaking at the World Economic Forum today, and we're expecting him to, touch on a whole lot of things. We're expecting to see speech around geopolitics, around Iran, around the economy in terms of, of course, in economy, we're talking inflation, interest rates, then geopolitics, we're talking about what the price of oil looks like right now, what's happening in Iran, his desire to take on Greenland, a whole lot of things happening basically that we are going to expect to see from markets going forward. Also, the war in Ukraine between Ukraine and Russia continues to linger. That has not been solved yet, right? So a whole lot of things have happened recently, and these things are expected to drive the direction that the market is likely to go in 2026, right? So it's quite an interesting year. Lots of things have happened already. Lots are about to happen also. And we're going to be looking into what the market holds for this week, basically. All right. So let's begin here by looking at the economic calendar. When you look here, you see gold hits record all-time high due to Trump's tariff threats on Greenland tariff threats. So that's part of what has been happening over the weekend. So now let's quickly look here at what the market would look like this week, or what the fundamental events calendar looks like for the week, right? For the week on Monday, today we have a bank holiday in the US, and that's what we call the Martin Luther Day. Martin Luther Day is a day to commemorate the civil rights movement leader Martin Luther. So it's regarded as a bank holiday in the US. Very important there. Also today we're going to be seeing CPI data from Canada, very important. CPI data from Canada. CPI is CPI data from Canada, right? So this is going to expected to come in. Last month was 2.8%. This month is expected to come in at 2.7%, right? So if you're trading Canadian pairs today, CAD pairs, USD CAD, CAD JPY, AUD CAD, any Canadian pairs, you want to watch for what happens around 230 GMT plus one. I'm sure if you're in Nigeria, this will be your time. If you're in the US, you'll see your time here. If you're in South Africa, if you're in Ghana, you'll see your local time. All you need to do is come to Forex Factory, and Forex Factory tends to convert the time to your local time, right? So you're going to keep your eye, or we'll keep our eyes on what will happen by 2:30 today for CPI data for Canada. That's if you're trading CAD pairs. If you're not trading Canadian pairs, you don't need to bother. This is only going to have an impact, right? If this impact is strong, it's only going to have an impact on CAD pairs, CAD pairs, right? Then also for Tuesday we don't really have, apart from a statement by a speech by Governor of the Bank of England. And so besides that, we don't have any major thing on Tuesday. Then on Wednesday, we have of course, the World Economic Forum continues. We have CPI data for the UK. That's expected to come in at 3.3%, which is a bit high as expected, as compared to the previous month, right? So yeah, basically that's what we expect. Then of course, Wednesday, like I said, the President of the United States is going to be speaking at the World Economic Forum. That's going to be on Wednesday. A lot to watch out for, when Trump starts to speak at the World Economic Forum on Wednesday, sorry. Then on Thursday of this week also we have employment data for Australia. Last month we had a negative number. We had minus 21.3 thousand jobs, 21,300 jobs lost for last month in Australia. And this month we're expecting a positive, expecting the numbers to bounce back into positive. 26,500 new jobs expected, but unemployment rate is meant to rise from 3.2%, from 4.3% to 4.4%, right? Then also on Thursday, we have the core PCE index. Core PCE is a very important data that the Central Bank of America watches, the Federal Reserve. So it's something to watch very carefully. Doesn't move the market that much, but it plays into other things that move the market, like interest rates, right? So it's something to watch and pay attention to. It will tell us a whole lot about what is likely to happen going forward. Then also we have the GDP for the US. Final GDP is expected to come in at 4.3%, which is quite high. It's a quarterly GDP. So that's expected to come in quite high. Then on Friday we have BOJ policy. We have interest rate data for Japan. So this is going to be very, very volatile. This is expected to be extremely volatile on Friday. We expect to see numbers 0.75%. Now, for a long time, for the longest of time, Bank of Japan held interest rate around the 0.5% level. Now they're expecting to jump it higher to 0.75%. That is likely because there's a huge amount of inflation happening in Japan right now. So that is something to watch a whole lot on Friday. Then also on Friday, we have retail sales for the UK. We have manufacturing and services PMIs for the US, UK, and US, UK, and the Eurozone, right? So we're expecting a huge amount of volatility on Friday, basically across the week, some volatility here and there, but on Friday we're expecting a bit of volatility from across board, from JPY pairs to Euro USD pairs, Euro USD and GBP pairs, right? So a whole lot is expected to happen this week. The year has begun and activities are already in top gear across the world, across different sectors. And for us as traders and investors, what we need to do is keep our eye on the market, watch what's going on, and then we're able to take our trading decisions, based on the data that we're getting out of the markets, right? So let's look at the technical outlook right now. Let's look at technical outlook. So first of all, we start with the dollar index. The dollar index has been quite an interesting one recently. We saw a rally throughout last week, all the way to this resistance level here. So this is an area here that's significant. Now, if you use the Fibonacci, you can see we have a Fibonacci here. You see that price is touching the 61.8 reversal level on the Fibonacci. The 61.8 level on the Fibonacci is where price is at right now, right? So we see that price hit that level, and then what we see is that price sold off from there and is currently selling now. Last week we expected to see some sell off in the dollar index, but we didn't see that. But now what's really sparking this sell-off we're seeing is Trump's announcements over the weekend where he decided to put tariffs on any country that doesn't support his move to take Greenland, right? So we're seeing that sell-off happening, and we already have this is a reversal level already. So we're still expecting price to sell. So this is like a confirmation right now. So we're expecting price to sell at least all the way to the let's see to this 98 level to the ni- to the 98 level here. So we're expecting price to come to the 98 level here, right? So this is the 98 level here. We're expecting price to sell to this level. This will be our first target. Then our next target is going to be around the 97.4 level right here. 97.4 level. 97.4 level right here, right? So this is our target, first target on the dollar index, the second target on the dollar index, and then the third target will be around the 97.200. So we're expecting a significant sell of the dollar index this week and beyond, right? Except something else positive happens, but I don't think so because right now Trump is still putting a lot of pressure on the Fed chairman to cut interest rates. In fact, right now the BOJ, the DOJ is investigating the president of the Federal Reserve in the US, the chairman of the Federal Reserve. So all of that is adding to the pressure and adding to the uncertainty around the dollar, right? So I don't personally see a reason why price is going to jump right now. My bias still remains a weakness in the dollar index, right? So and like I said, the first target here is the 98 level, then the 97.4 level, then the 97.2 level of the dollar index. So now if the dollar index is selling off, what are we expecting to see from other instruments? Let's check the Euro USD. Now, the Euro USD has also hit a significant level last week, right? And then when price got to this level, you can see we've been expecting price to reverse from here, but it kept playing around last week, kept playing around. And this morning, what happened? Now, I'm sure some people were expecting to still see price push down from here. What happened? Price just jumped up. We're already expecting this is an area of significant reversal. We're already expecting price to buy from here, and we can see that buy is happening. Now we expect price to rise all the way, first of all, to the 1.700 level, which is around this level, this area here. This around the 1.700 level here, 1.17 level. Okay, this is the 1.17 level here. Okay, this is a 1.17 level here. So if you're making a buy trade on the Euro USD, somewhere around this level is a good place to make a buy. Your first take profit should be around the psychological level of the 1.17 level. Then once price breaks this point, then we know it's heading to the 1.8 to 1.18, right? So I'm expecting to see a sizable reversal here, sizable move upwards. Now, overall, the dollar index remains bearish, and overall, the Euro USD remains bullish, right? So with the Euro USD remaining bullish because of the overall weakness in the dollar index, we're still expecting this move to happen. Like I said, TP1 1.1700. 1.17000, and then TP2 should be around the 1.18000, right? So that's for the Euro USD. Let's check gold. Gold has been going crazy recently, going crazy. It hit all-time highs last week, around the 4,650 level. Now, what happened to this morning? It broke out of that all-time high again. We can look at this. So you can see this is the highest gold has ever gotten to in its history, right? And it keeps pushing up and up and up. So with a whole lot of uncertainty happening, a whole lot of with Trump threatening to take Greenland, threatening more tariffs, inserting a whole lot of uncertainty into the global landscape. What else are we expecting to see? More, you know, more as fear increases, gold tends to benefit from fear. So people say, oh, let's go put our monies into gold because we're not sure what Trump is about to do. We're not sure if there's going to be a war. We're not sure if all this uncertainty, we don't know how to handle it. But let's put our monies into gold for now. Once once certainty is returned to the market, then of course we can invest in other things, right? So you see gold buying very heavily and a lot of risk assets selling right now. So a lot of risk assets are selling. A lot of BTC sold off over the weekend, right? Even though we're seeing this is a major area, we're expecting a buyback from there. When we look at the Nasdaq, I think the Nasdaq, you can see the Nasdaq sold again heavily. So you see risk assets mostly are selling, even though the Nasdaq has hit this significant support level now. We should expect to see a buy all the way from here, right? The 25,200 level right here. But the reason it's selling is because there's a whole lot of uncertainty in the market. So uncertainty is leading to weakness, more and more weakness in these risk assets. S&P index, the S&P index, you can see the S&P index is selling, right? Then you're seeing Nasdaq selling as well. You're seeing BTC selling and so on and so forth. So more and more weakness being expected from all these risk assets, right? The D30 also, we're seeing sell-offs there. DJ30, sorry, that's the US 30. Then the DE40 also, we're seeing a huge gap. So across board, you will see that there's been gaps, price just dropping heavily, majorly because of uncertainty in the market. When there's uncertainty, risk assets tend to dip in price and lose value, while safe haven assets like gold and silver and precious metals tend to rise, So with uncertainty in the market, that's why we are seeing gold breaking new all-time highs now. So we're expecting to see more buys, more bullish moves off of gold, because this is a major level now, major resistance level broken, right? And what do you expect? I'm expecting it to keep rising. I'm expecting to hit 4,700 and even go beyond that. So $5,000 for an ounce of gold is in the horizon. It's not far away anymore. Literally not far away. If price can move from 3,000 to almost 4,700 at this time, then getting to 5,000 is nothing at all, right? So let's look at BTC. Now, for a setup that someone can trade on gold, that you can trade on gold right now, I would say this is not very clear for me at this time, right? Remember how price moves? Price moves in waves. Impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse correction. We're already clear. We can see that price is on a buy trajectory. But the question is, where are we going to enter the trade, right? This would be a good point to enter the trade. But for me, I would prefer a deeper pullback before price rallies. I prefer a deeper pullback. Very likely, price is likely to take off from this 4,600 level, I think. No, 4,650 level, this area here. But for me, like I said, I would expect price to dip a bit more, maybe close out this gap right here, right? Can you see this gap? There's a gap here. Usually when a gap happens, price tend to return to that level and close that gap. So if that happens now, we expect that price is going to, or gold is going to push down, close this gap, then buy. Now, of course, it's not all the time that happens. It's not all the time that happens. We might see price move from here all the way up, right? Close this gap and then buy. We already know it's bullish, so that's the reason why it's important to be careful, because you don't want to jump in when price is still retracing, right? You don't want to jump in for a buy when price is basically still retracing. So keep an eye on that, guys. Then for BTC in my eye is looking like a buy already. This is a major level here. We've done this analysis yesterday, and price hits that level now and is buying. For me, I think price is at a good points for an entry now. I think price is at a good point for an entry. If you enter for a buy here, stop loss should go below this level. Stop loss should go right below this level here. Stop loss should go below this level, and then I should expect price to buy from there, right? So that's what I'm seeing on BTC. BTC looks bullish to me right now. Looks bullish to me. And yeah, let's look at oil. Okay, oil is still dipping, 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 dipping. Last week we had Iran. There was a lot of uproar in Iran, lots of protests, very heavy protests, lots of people being killed and all. And then Trump began to threaten that he was going to, attack Iran, right? That attack, that threat of attack was what pushed the price of oil up because Iran is a major exporter of oil. If the US attacks oil, it will not attack Iran, it will not only affect um, Iran, it will affect the region. The region, you have Saudi Arabia, you have all these major Qatar, you have all those countries in that region. It will not only affect Iran, it will affect those places too. And Iran had been threatening that they were going to attack bases, US bases in the Middle East. And US bases are mainly located in countries are aligned with the US, like Qatar, like Saudi Arabia and all that. So that will lead to crisis. So that will lead to crisis in those regions as well. So all of that, all of the fears around those were what really pushed the price of oil up last week. But immediately Trump pulled back, you know, the market began to sell off again. So basically, and that's why we're seeing continued price sell-off right now for oil. So price might still keep pushing up. Later in the week, we have inventory numbers, weekly inventory numbers. That will give us an idea where the market should be going. Should we be coming down? Should we be buying? Inventory numbers are going to be very instrumental to telling us what is likely to happen going forward. All right. Yeah, what else are we missing? Okay. More sell-offs here with the S&P index. More and more sell-off with the S&P index. Okay, so all these instruments are basically selling off because risk assets are threatened right now. Once money is afraid, it goes to safety, and gold is usually the safety. Precious metals is usually the safety that money flows to whenever there's fear in the horizon, right? So we're going to keep watching all of that. Like I said, Trump is having a speech at the World Economic Forum on Wednesday. Very keen. That speech is going to be keenly watched from across the world by investors, and the market wants to see what Trump is going to say or who he's going to threaten next, right? So all of that is very, very important. Yeah, so we're going to be giving further updates on our Telegram group. If you're not in the Telegram group, please make sure you're on the Telegram group. Remember, the analysis we'll do here is for informational purposes only. Make sure that when you're trading, you apply proper risk management and know that it is possible to make a lot of money in trading, and it is also possible to make losses in trading. So make sure you're risking only how much you are able to lose per trade, right? Make sure you are practicing proper risk management. All right. So I'll see you guys on the group. We're going to have further classes across the week where we'll look into the market deeper, find trading opportunities. But in the meantime, we're going to give you further updates in the group as to what trades to take, trade ideas, and a whole lot more that we do on our Telegram group. Make sure that you are on the Telegram group. Okay. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.